In Kenosha, a pair of incidents have parents questioning the safety of their students at school just within the last month. On November 7th, Kenosha police say they arrested a teenage boy after he tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School with the intent to scare students. Police say they found several replica toy handguns, airsoft rifles, as well as a rifle in the boy's home. Just this week, police announced charges have been filed against the 16-year-old student who had a gun at Indian Trail High School and Academy. This happened Monday. Police say the school resource officer received information about a Snapchat post that showed the student with a gun. Two officers did not find the gun in an initial search, but it was found hours later when that student was in detention. NASRO Executive Director Mo Canady joins us now. That's NASRO, that's the National Association of School Resource Officers. We appreciate you joining us live over Skype tonight. Mo, thank you so much for joining us.
Certainly. Thank you for having me.
So let's start first. How are school resource officers and educators trained for these types of situations that we've seen Kenosha just finding itself in over the last month here?
Well, school resource officers certainly are trained first and foremost to be building relationships in a school environment. And so that brings us to talking about culture and climate. And, when we have good culture and climate and we have good relationships, one of the things that comes of it is averted school violence. The averted school violence database shows that that is the case. So it is critically important that we're thinking about culture and climate first, building relationships so that students are now comfortable having that outlet, that trusted adult that they can share this kind of information with. That's critically important. There's also certainly the physical search and how that has to be handled. And if we're having to search a student for weapons, we've already got a significant concern there. A lot of things to think about in that regard. One is certainly technology that can be helpful to us. And also overall perimeter security of a building is critically important as well. There are a lot of elements involved here.
We heard from police at the top of the hour that, metal wands, while some people may think they could be helpful, they could also, be a hindrance and actually add a lot of time to this. In fact, that they could, essentially ping on some sort of apparatus that are within the laptops there. Again, in this story specifically, two officers did not find that gun when they searched this student. That gun was found several hours later. To you, does that present more as a training problem or as an equipment issue here?
It could be both. So the answer is yes to both, because when we're talking about the use of technology, training is critically important. Also, maintenance of the equipment is critically important, and thoroughness is huge. So when you're thinking about using that type of technology and you're wanting to be thorough, that does cost time. There's no question about it. So it is finding that proper balance of how much time we're going to spend on this search. Also, I will say that, when we talk about, traditional metal detectors, those can certainly be helpful if used in the right conditions. But some of the weapons detection technology that's beginning to come online is really becoming a game changer in terms of it being able to search specifically for a weapon instead of necessarily just a metal object.
Okay. I have to imagine that the cost would certainly play into that, too. Here in Wisconsin, there's certainly been some disagreements, albeit politically perhaps, on the importance or perhaps the effectiveness of school resource officers inside schools. In Milwaukee, they voted a couple years ago to actually get those officers out, but then a new law is requiring the district to bring them back in. Here you saw police there, and you talked about those relationships. Maybe that's how they understood via that Snapchat post that the student had a gun. If there's one thing that students and the parents should take away from both of these incidents, what is it?
Well, again, culture and climate in that school environment, and the SRO plays a huge role in that. We've got to make sure that SROs who are assigned in those environments are carefully selected and specifically trained professional law enforcement officers. And so that's just critically important, that multidisciplinary approach to school safety.
Mo Canady from the National Association of School Resource Officers, we appreciate your time on this Friday night.
Thank you.